down. Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padres gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padres gang. Yeah, that.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show for September 9th, 2022. I'm your host, Ben Fadden. Padres, Dodgers tonight, 6:40 first pitch. At least that's when the first pitch is supposed to be. Don't know if the game's going to take place. Don't know if it's going to be postponed. Going to be pushed back till 7 o'clock or whatever. We don't know. The Padres released a statement earlier today saying that Beer Fest was still going to be going on, and gates were still going to open at 4:40. Have no idea. Bernie Wilson of AP, he just sent out a video from the dugout, and it's raining pretty good. The tarp's out. Players were throwing out on the field, so that's good. But yeah, Kevin Acee just tweeted out that the forecast seems favorable, so I would think that's good news. The pitching matchup today is supposed to be Clevenger on the mound for the Padres against Dustin May for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, that's if the game happens. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments here on YouTube. If you want to support the channel, you can use the Super Chat button. On regular videos, you can use the Super Thanks button. There is a Padres lineup out. There's a Dodgers lineup out. So I'm going to proceed with the pregame show like there's a game tonight. I'm going to head on down there probably after this pregame show's over. And so hopefully I don't just go down there and then just come back. Because my luck, I'm going to go down there, and when I get in the park, I'm going to look at my phone. Oh, game postponed. So hopefully it doesn't get postponed. And they can get it done tonight. If both teams have the lineups out, you would think that the grounds crew at Petco would have told the managers if they think the game's going to get in, if they think they're going to start the game. So I would think that if both lineups are out, they think that the game's at least going to start. That's what I would think. I already see some comments here. Longball says, hopefully I get a surprise. I got a rain game for football, and it'll be the middle of the game when mine is over. Yeah. Could be. We don't know. That's the thing about weather. No idea. Yeah, this is a good comment here by Leo or Leonardo. Hopefully the game doesn't get canceled during the first inning. Yeah, because the Mets, I believe, last year, they knew that they were going to have to stop the game, but they continued to start the game. And it was like the first inning with Stroman on the mound, and they had to postpone it. They had to push it back, I think, for a doubleheader the next day. So they wasted Stroman right there because he already went through his whole warm-up, pitched the first inning. It's hard to go back and throw the next day. You just got to go. And they obviously had to postpone it. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. Like, if the game's going to get postponed, if they're not going to be able to play, I'm fine with like an hour delay or whatever. But if they're not going to be able to play the game, then don't put the starting pitchers out there for either team. Like, I know I'm a Padre fan here, but Dustin May did just come back from injury. Like, if I'm the Dodgers, I would want to make sure that this guy's going to get his 4 or 5 innings in and not get 1 inning in and then, we're not going to play the rest of the night, right? I wouldn't want that. But Clev in his last start was against the Dodgers, and it was against, I believe it was against Dustin May. I think it's the same pitching matchups, except Manaya's not starting on Saturday. It's the same 3 starters as last weekend for the Dodgers. May, Urias. Well, Heaney was supposed to start Sunday, and it wasn't. It ended up being the bullpen game and Pepio. But it's the same 3 scheduled starters. What it was supposed to be last weekend, that's what it is this weekend. Clev went 3 1/3. Was that? No, it wasn't on Friday then. I think it was. When was that? September 4th. Was that Saturday or Sunday? That was Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday Night Baseball. Sorry. 3 1/3, 5 innings, 5 earned runs. 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 4, gave up that home run. Yeah, that was a game, obviously, where the Padres were in it. They battled back. It was 5-4 at one point, and then the umpire screwed Trent Grisham. What was that? The 7th inning or something, and then it went downhill from there. Morahone didn't pitch well. Yeah, Clev could have been better, and he's obviously you'd think that he looked at the video, studied the opponents better, and Jorge Alfaro is catching him today. So he's gonna have a new catcher compared to last time. Was it Nola catching? I think it was Nola catching. It must have been Nola. So maybe we'll see if they have more success with Clev and Alfaro, that battery, instead of Clev and Nola. And then Dustin May on the other side, last start against the Padres on Friday. Padres smashed him. Manny homered, Drury homered, Profar homered. He went 5 innings, gave up 6 earned runs, 4 hits, walked 5 guys. That's another thing that really got to him. Soto, remember, he worked that really good walk. He had like a stare down with Dustin May, bat flip on a walk. Well, he earned the walk, and that set up him as an extra runner for a 2-run home run instead of just a solo home run when Manny came up the next at bat. And by the way, you're going to see that again if there's a game today. Profar's leading off. Soto's batting second in right field. Manny is batting third, playing third. Bell's DHing. Crony's at second, batting fifth after 2 home runs in the last 2 games of that Diamondback series. Kim is at short. Myers is at first, batting seventh. Grish is in center. And then Jorge Alfaro is catching Mike Clevenger. He's batting ninth. I think it's a little weird that they have Alfaro batting ninth instead of a little higher up in the order. Maybe have Grisham bat ninth as like a second leadoff, because Alfaro has, I think he has more of a, he's more of a power threat than Grisham is. But then if you move Alfaro up in the order, I guess maybe you'd only move him up to 8th, because I do like Myers. I like the way that he's been swinging the bat. I like the way Kim's been swinging the bat, and I'm fine with the way the top 5 in the order is. So I guess I'm not going to complain really about this lineup when I think about it, because if you move Alfaro up to the 8th spot instead of 9, then you have 3 straight righties: Kim, Myers, and Alfaro, 6, 7, 8. And the Padres, they don't want that. That means you could have potentially a full inning where you could throw a right-hander out there, and that could be a very successful inning for the Dodgers. And the Padres don't want that. Obviously, they don't want to ever really have that inning. No team really does now, where you can just throw a righty out there with all righties up, due up in the inning, 3 up, 3 down. Or same thing with you don't want 3 lefties up in a row. You have a lefty come in the bullpen, 3 up, 3 down. So actually, now looking at the lineup here, I'm fine with it. There are some people asking, I saw this on Twitter, why is Bell not playing the field really much anymore? Myers, he's comfortable at first base. I think he's playing first base pretty well. And obviously, Myers, you're not going to put him in the outfield when you have Juan Soto playing right field. Like he is tonight. He is back, got hit middle of his shoulder blades on, when was that? Wednesday. Exited the game. Padres still won. And Bob Melvin thought that Soto was going to be able to play today. Soto said definitely when asked by the media if he was going to play today on Wednesday after the game. So I'm not surprised that he's back in the lineup, but obviously it's a good thing that he's back in the lineup. Dodgers lineup, by the way, Mookie Betts is in right field leading off. Trey Turner's at short. Remember, last Friday, Trey Turner was not playing because the Mets had just played the Dodgers in New York. Dodgers were coming back cross country. They gave Turner a rare day off. Gavin Lux wasn't in the lineup either. He's not in the lineup tonight, but Turner is in the lineup. Probably will be in the lineup all 3 games in this series if all 3 games are played. Freddie Freeman's at first base. Will Smith is catching. Justin Turner's at third. Gallo is DHing. He's probably very happy today, by the way, because next year he's not going to have to deal with the shift. It's going to be 2 infielders on each side of the infield. That was official today. I did a podcast episode on that. You can go watch that on this YouTube channel, or listen to it on the podcast platforms. Just look up Gaslamp Ball on Apple Podcast or Spotify, and you'll find it there. But yeah, no shift next year. So Gallo's probably pretty happy. He's one of those guys that He hits a lot of line drives, but they're to the pull side, and there's someone standing shallow right field, and it's an out. Trace Thompson, former Padre, he hit that home run on Sunday night. I believe it was off Morahone. He's in left field batting seventh. Chris Taylor's at second batting eighth. And then Bellinger, struggling a little bit this year. He's in center field batting ninth. So obviously, like always, it's going to be a tough Dodger lineup. And pretty much all their regulars are in there. No Muncy, but he's been struggling this year. So I'm not watching every Dodger game. I don't know if he's a regular even though he's struggling this year. So it seems like that's their good lineup. So 6:40 again is the scheduled first pitch. My Padre pick today is Manny. If a game is played, hit the home run off May last time. He usually it seems like it's boom or bust with Manny. Like against Dustin May, I think he struck out. I know he struck out at least once. I don't know if it was a couple times. I forget last Friday, but he hit a bomb too. So I'm going all in on Manny to get one hit. I got a hit with Kim last time. Last game, 86 and 47 so far now is my Padre pick record for this pregame show. If you're new, the Padre pick is just a fun little thing I do. If I had one Padre that I had to pick that I thought would get a hit in that day's game, who is it? And so today, as I just said, it is Manny Machado. Getting a little bit back to Clev. Obviously, it wasn't his best start, I didn't think, last time out against the Dodgers. But the start before that, I thought he looked really good. 5 innings, 2 runs against the Giants. Start before that against Cleveland, August 23rd, 6 innings, 2 runs. There's been a lot of quality starts. Against the Dodgers last time out, that was different. Only threw 83 that was the 2 delay game. September 4th, 68 pitches because he didn't make it out of the 4th inning. I would think that would change today, but it also might not change. He might have a short outing based on postponements and or not postponements, delays. Like if they start the game 6:40, pitch 2 or 3 innings, and then they have an hour and a half delay or something, well, then guess what happens? Probably doesn't come out to pitch. So it's pretty much impossible to predict what's going to happen today. We don't even know if a game's going to take place today. As I'm talking right now, it's 4:09, 6:40 is the first pitch. No news yet on if a game's going to be played. If there's no news on it, then I think the Padres are just going to expect the game to be played. I don't know if they're going to send out a tweet or anything saying the game is on tonight officially. They sent out a tweet earlier this morning saying that they're hopeful the game's going to be played. The beer fest is still going on. Gates open at 4:40 like usual. So they're operating, as if the game's going to happen today. So I had a source earlier this morning that works at Petco say that the tarp was on the field this morning. And they'd probably postpone it like a few hours out, but that person wasn't sure. And tomorrow's game is looking grim as well. So you just don't know if this game's going to happen. If the game doesn't happen, I mean, we can turn our attention, I guess, to Milwaukee and Philly, because in the standings, look at the wild card. Padres are a half game up on Philly for the second wild card, and they're 3 games up, technically 4 games up on Milwaukee for a playoff spot. The Phillies are hosting the Nationals, so that's an easy opponent. Nationals have already been eliminated from playoff contention. And then the Brewers get to host the Cincinnati Reds after beating the Giants in both games of the doubleheader yesterday to jump a full game closer to the Padres. So Padres get the hard opponent. Phillies and the Brewers, they get easy opponents, or that's what it's, based on record, easy opponents. So we'll see. If the game's not played today, both of those teams wins, then the Padres will have the gap will get smaller by a half a game. So if Padres don't play, focus on those games. Even if they do play, you can still look at those games, obviously. I haven't put the bullpen chart out yet because Pierce Johnson is in San Diego. So is Luis Liberato, who's an outfielder, probably would replace Matt Beatty on the roster. They both have uh, lockers in the Padres clubhouse, according to, I think, Dennis Lynn or Jeff Sanders, one of those guys. I apologize if I didn't get the person right there. Um, but I haven't put the bullpen chart out because I don't know if Pierce Johnson's going to be activated today. Don't know, obviously, who I would think Reese Kinnear would get sent down. He hasn't pitched in a while either. And he was pretty much just up for those multiple inning type roles. And they have that still with Morahone and Chris Matt, Martinez. So, and Pierce Johnson, he was one of those big guys that the Padres thought they were going to get back at some point this year, right? And so hopefully they do get him back tonight. He's here. So that would be a good boost, I think, for the Padres bullpen. Drew Pomerantz, I wouldn't expect him to come back. He's not reliable this year, or really ever as a Padre. Jose Castillo, I did see that he posted on his Instagram story a few days ago of him at the Omni Hotel in San Diego, but there was no news about him being activated or him having a locker. So maybe he was just a part of the taxi squad, and maybe he was working out early in the morning at Petco or something, and then he leaves. I don't know how that taxi squad thing works, but I did see something on his Instagram that he was in San Diego. Let me check if he's posted anything else. I don't expect him to be activated today or anything because he would have a locker, right? Like we'd know about it. Brandon Drury, by the way, he is expected to get activated again for the Seattle series, not this weekend. I think he said that he's feeling better. I think that's what Bob Melvin told the media today, but they're not ready to officially activate him. Let me try to find that again. Yeah, AJ Caswell here says Brandon Drury's feeling significantly better. A return this weekend is unlikely, but the Padres are hoping to have Drury back for the series against Seattle beginning next Tuesday. So I think that's positive news. That's not the minimum 7 days like we wanted, right? But the Padres do have the off day on Monday, and then they head to Seattle for 2 games. Yeah, 2 games. Tuesday, Wednesday, 6:40, and then on Wednesday at 1:10 before heading to Arizona. And right now, Josh Bell, I think he's having better at bats. I like Will Myers playing first, being in the lineup. So, yeah, you'd like to have Brandon Drury, but it's not like, holy cow, we need Brandon Drury right now. We could be saying that by the end of this weekend, right? He did homer last Friday off Dustin May. But I obviously, Padre fans, I would hope, would just want the best for Brandon Drury's health. And you don't want to rush someone back when they're dealing, with anything with their head, concussion, anything like that. Really any injury, but especially something to do with an injury where you got hit in the head. All right, I'm going to get to some of these comments here. Irie says, my boss gave me tickets tonight, and I never get to see a Dodger Padres game. Of course, there's rain. Yeah, I saw a tweet. Some fan, like, their company had a suite tonight, and of course, it's going to get rained out. We don't know if it's going to get rained out, but that's what it felt like this morning. But it was weird this morning. Like, I stepped outside of my house, and it was raining, but it was hot, and I was like, "This is disgusting." So we'll see. Definitely, if you're going to the game, bring a jacket. Leonardo says, I'm surprised they kept Grisham. Dude hits every 5 games. I mean, he's their starting center fielder. You could say Azokar. I know he started, I think, last game, had the big walk before the Jorge Alfaro walk off. That breakdown is out for anyone that didn't get to see that. Just go to the videos tab on my YouTube here, and you'll be able to see that breakdown. Scroll down a little bit. But Grisham, he's still the starting center fielder. So I know that Liberato is a center fielder. That's the position listed on milb.com or whatever the site is. But he would just, I think, replace Beatty. Liberato's a lefty, Beatty's a lefty. Boom, easy transaction there. All right, so I think that's going to do it for the pregame show. I was hoping there was going to be an update as I was talking here, but there has not been an update. So just stay tuned at Talking Friars on Twitter. I'll tweet out stuff, updates, or retweet updates or anything like that. If you're going to the game, enjoy the game. I'll be heading down there, hopefully, at some point here. I'm just trying to decide when the best time is to go because I don't want to go and then, in the middle of it, oh, game's postponed. Like, that would suck. But we'll see. All right, enjoy the game, everybody. Go Padres. I'll see you later.